It's hard to describe in words how good the television show Moral Orel was and is, but I will try. In 2005, the stop motion black comedy Moral Orel premiered on the Adult Swim programming block on Cartoon Network. Equal parts Todd Schultz, Davy and Goliath, a parody of a Chick track, and Leave It to Beaver. The show was truly original, and it is truly sad that it only lasted 3 seasons, and for better or worse, seemed to have flown under the radar. Originally, the show began as a pre-formatted criticism of evangelical Christianity, where Orel would misinterpret a moral teaching taught in his church to disastrous extremes and would be disciplined by his father, who would teach him the right misinterpretation. Over the course of the first to third season, the show would evolve from its early episodes with impossibly unrealistic situations such as the resurrection of the dead and accidental mass rape to late first and second season episodes of heavy doses of continuity and much more biting criticism of the American middle class values instead of Christianity. In the last season, the show became a 13-part story arc that would often give up its black humor and just become a disturbing take no prisoners all out attack upon American culture itself. The show's creator, Dino Stantopoulos, I fucking have no idea in hell how to pronounce that, once said, regular human beings are the monsters. Now that is certainly the case of Orel's family and his hometown Morrilton. Orel's pastor, Rod Putty, is often the source of Orel's misguided deeds. The misguided sermons are a reflection, his misguided sermons, are a reflection of Putty's own sexual frustration and his overall loneliness of not being with a woman. I would like to comment that one of the only parts of the series that offers a glimmer of hope for humanity's acceptance of his own estranged homosexual daughter Stephanie. Stephanie, owner of a local porn shop, is depicted as one of the less flawed human beings in Morrilton because simply she is warm and nice to be around. Orel's mother, Bloberta, is a deeply depressed and unsexually satisfied woman who lives in an unhappy broken marriage due to the ill-advised belief that marriage would lead to her happiness. She gave birth to Orel's mentally retarded younger brother, Shapey, in an affair with Orel's homosexual track coach, Daniel, or Danielle as he calls himself, Stopframe, who was trying to get closer to her husband, Orel's father, Mayor Clay Puppington. He is one of the most flawed human beings ever put in animation or media in general. And this begins with his upbringing, where he's pampered by his mother due to her having multiple miscarriages and stillbirths before him, which she attributes to God's plan, and not her own habits and actions during pregnancy. Clay's mother was extremely devout and instilled these beliefs into young Clay, and this is what results in Orel's own unorthodox, highly fundamentalist Christian Protestant beliefs. When his mother dies of a heart attack, young Clay is abused by his father and ultimately abandoned. Clay never truly comes to terms with this and marries Bloberta in a rushed marriage in order to cover this up. Clay is also a closeted bisexual who is unhappy with his rushed marriage and becomes an alcoholic to hide these feelings and his utter incontempt for his family and his inability to be with Daniel or Danielle. He often takes this out by beating on Orel with his belt. Many of the characters, if not all of them, have addictions or compulsions which they use to cover up their own unhappiness. Examples would be Clay's alcoholism, hunting, and child abuse, Bloberta's excessive cleaning, and even rushed marriage. Pastor Putty's masturbation and fixation on sexuality, Stephanie's piercings, Principal Fakey's adultery, Nurse Bendy's stuffed animals, Miss Censor et al.'s eggs and protesting, Florence Papermouth's food addiction, and most drastically, Orel's belief in Christianity Protestant extremist Christianity, I might like to add. The overall theme of the show is that Orel is utterly pure and totally a perfect human being, and he completely lives up to the high moral standards which his beliefs entail. But the town that he lives in, Moralton, truly cannot, and this is what causes the chaos and flaws of it and the show itself. The show was canceled in 2008 after 3 seasons, but later this year, a prequel entitled Before Orel will come out. I am actually kind of worried about this because, quite simply, the original first 3 seasons were so fucking good that I don't think Before Orel could actually touch it. But I'm gonna keep an open mind to this. I would like to very, very, very much insist that you check out Moral Orel. The problem is there's only the first season and a couple of episodes on the second season on DVD because it seems that the show flew under the radar and there's not very high demand for the DVD. Sadly, I had to check a lot of this out on streaming non-YouTube websites. So I'm going to have to suggest that you might have to break the law to watch this show. But truly, truly appreciate it. And I do hope that it gets on, the second season and third season get on DVD so we can watch them. Hopefully they'll probably release Before Orel when Before Orel comes out and they'll all come out together.